Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. All right, gentlemen, I'll let you take it away with movie reviews.
Sure thing. So I saw a movie that just actually it's on Amazon Prime Video, just came out this past week called Deep Cover. And it's a British action comedy film with Bryce Dallas Howard, Orlando Bloom, who I haven't seen in such a long time on film, and Nick Mohammed, who, if you remember Ted Lasso, he's the South Asian guy that plays the villain in season three. Like he's the assistant that becomes like the competitive coach of the other team. Um, it's a fun movie. The basic premise is that Bryce's character, she is a improv teacher in the UK and in London, and she has these two students that are like different personalities. So Orlando Bloom's character is trying to be like a more serious actor, and Nick's character is one who's like he works in IT and he wants to become a little more outgoing and social and like talk to his coworkers. But they get recruited by a police agent to go undercover on a counterfeiting scheme because he said real agents don't think on their toes like people do. So we want you to go in and kind of go through the situations and kind of make up stuff so you can get deep down undercover. This leads to a whole string of events where they're now part of trying to work with drug dealers and finding like this whole network of criminals. And a lot of fun action comes along the way. There's a lot of funny little scenes. It's nothing that's like jumping out at you as one of the best pictures of the year, but it's a fun watch. It's on Amazon Prime, so if you have it, you can watch it there. And everyone does a great job. And again, I mentioned this, but Orlando Bloom, we haven't seen him in so long. I didn't even recognize him at first. I had to look it up to see who's this character, and it's him. Uh, yeah, it's a fun ride. So definitely check it out if you're looking for some good laughs and kind of a good simple story. I think it's also like well under 2 hours. It's like maybe a little over an hour and a half, which ideal runtime for movies like this. You get to the point, you move to the next point, and you don't linger on scenes.
Is that it for you?
That's it for me. Yes.
Okay, so I saw a new miniseries on HBO Max called The Mortician, and it's an investigative look into the Lamb family funeral home, where the son, his name is David Sconce, he was left in charge to do the cremation part of the funeral home business while the parents took care of the other part. And so he vigorously grew the cremation part of the business, but no one could figure out how he was growing it so fast and it became so lucrative. One, he was undercharging. Two, he was taking in more work than he could handle. And through an investigation, they found out that he was doing heinous things with the corpses. I mean, like 10 bodies in the kilt all at one time, and loved ones are supposed to get their ashes, and they're getting multiple people's ashes at once, grave robbing, corpse robbing, mutilation of corpses. It's a really interesting story, and it amazes me how there are people like this in the world. And they did an interview with him, and he's actually trying to rationalize why he did the things that he did. Definitely check it out. It's a good watch. It was interesting. It kept me glued, and I learned some things. Again, that's on HBO Max. The next documentary I saw was on Netflix. It's called The Cecil Hotel. And this is about a haunted hotel that's in downtown LA in Skid Row. And a young student went missing there. And she was missing for a few days. And then they wind up finding her body somewhere in the hotel. I'm not going to tell you where because I want you to watch it, but it's horrifying to say the least. And this is a real hotel. A lot of things have happened in that hotel. A lot of dark things have happened in that hotel. People have been killed. People have been missing. People have been abused, raped, the whole thing, the whole shebang. It's a horrible place. However, this is a story. This is for Stephen and Adam. When we were on EOTM and they were having their awards, and I was going to go to the award ceremony, I was going to go to LA and stay downtown. I wanted to stay close to the event space so that I could be there, like to be in the production. I just wanted to be in the mix, right? So I found this nice hotel. It's called a Stay on Main. Well, a Stay on Main is in the section of the Cecil Hotel. So what they did was they broke the building up into pieces and made it three different properties. And they started promoting a Stay on Main as the most boutique hotel in downtown LA when it was actually the Cecil Hotel.
Wow.
Dodged the bullet on that one.
Yeah.
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 Dodged the bullet on that one.
Wow.
And so I didn't watch this last film, but I do want to mention it. I'm going to go in a little bit. So there's a film called Alien Rubicon on Prime, and the promotional art is misleading. It would have you think that it's part of the Alien series when it's totally not. All the artwork lends itself to be a part of that family, that magnificent storyline. And you read the summary of the film, and it's intriguing. A spear comes down to Earth, and the aliens are working their way to Washington to take over to be the nucleus of how they're going to take over the Earth. And they're looking like the alien from the Alien series, and I'm like all in, right? Soon as I turn it on, the production is trash. So I instantly know that it's not a part of that world. Movie houses, you have to stop with the 52 fake outs. I get it.
Mhm.
I get it. I get it. I get it. Stop piggybacking off of stuff that's successful already. Be original. Maybe if you came out B or C, you would have more takers. But you came out as A and you really are a D.
Mm,
Not cool. Not cool.
mm. Real quick before we go into coming down the pipeline, I want to talk about Straw again, which I told you I watched last week. I saw it on
Mhm.
Netflix with Taraji P. Henson, Sherry Shepherd, Tiana Taylor, produced and directed and written, everything. Tyler Perry, right? And so the movie went number one on Netflix, and Taraji and Sherry Shepherd specifically are getting rave reviews on their acting. But people are nitpicking this movie. I mean, every time it's always, did you notice this? Did you notice that? And then I saw something because, well, at this point, if you haven't seen it, I'm gonna spoiler alert. You find out at the end of the movie that the whole, you know, uh shocking value of it all was that because in the movie she goes to the hospital, I mean she goes to the bank to get money for her daughter's school. You find at the end of the movie her daughter had already died a day before. And so towards the end of the movie, there's a moment between Sherry's character and Taraji's character, and that's when Taraji finds out her daughter died. Her mom had tried to call her, and that's how she found out. And Sherry said, "Yeah, they already told me." So I saw
Mhm.
the clip. When did Sherry know? That everybody was asking her what to think, and someone said she knew when she was reading the script. But there is a point in the movie, someone pointed out, where she goes into another office and she says, "Oh, I see." Trying to stay
Mhm.
calm. But I'm saying they are a nitpick. So I think the hype around this movie is one people were interested in, but now it's about everyone's talking about it. So let me watch. You know what I mean? I don't know, but I still think it was a good movie. Based on the other movies.
It was one of Tyler's better movies.
Yes, yes. Anyway, anything coming out of the pipeline?
No,
Nothing.
what's happening, Adam? I'm looking to Adam now. What's happening, Adam?
No, nothing major. So, there's another Jurassic Park movie. I guess it's like a reboot coming at around 4th of July, but that's not for a little while. I feel like we're in the age because we have Lilo and Stitch, and the other like kind of the How to Train Your Dragon. We're in like that PG movie phase right now for like movies for the kids that are out
Kids out
until
of
4th of
school.
July hits. But one thing I did want to ask about, because they just released a new season of BMF, that TV series. Have either of you ever watched that? Is that something worth looking into? And the only reason it strikes interest to me is because, of course, I lived in Atlanta in the early 2000s, and
Yeah.
well, and from then, and that was kind of you've always heard about BMF in the city, but I don't know if like this show is actually worth watching.
I've heard great things about it. I didn't follow it, but I've heard great things about it.
Yeah, they got 4 seasons, 5 seasons, I think now. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean,
So
so
I
it's
mean,
it's got to be doing good.
I know a lot of people that watch it. If you were a fan of Power in that series, then it's kind of sort of in that realm.
Mhm.
Me personally, I'm just tired of seeing us carrying guns and shooting and killing and drugs. I can't. I only can do but so much of that.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. It was interesting. So when they were promoting Straw, Tyler Perry was on some show, and they asked him, anything with Medea?" Uh, BET Awards came on Monday, but when we were on, guess what they showed a trailer for? A
Oh, it's
new
out.
one.
It's out already.
No, it comes out July like 17th or something like that.
There's a new Medea movie 2025 on streaming now. I forgot what channel I saw it on. Saw it
Yeah.
on, but
It's one that's coming on Netflix. And it's Medea. It's something about them going destination wedding or something like that. But I was
I do believe
thinking
that you can get that now online. Yeah.
but I was wondering why he didn't say it, but I guess because he was trying to promote Straw and he wanted to focus on that. But I was shocked when I saw that the trailer. But I told you that movie with Eddie Murphy and Kiki Palmer and
Hmm.
all the it looks like it's big Pete Davidson, all them. It looks like that'll be good on Prime. That's in August, some point in August.
Adam? What's that new Brad Pitt movie? With
F1?
Formula One.
Yeah.
I think I might want to see that.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm on the fence on sports movies. I mean, I like them well enough, but I don't know if I like them that well enough. But and I've never watched Formula One, but it's got a good cast. So
I
Yeah.
mean, I pretty much trust Brad Pitt. He does pretty good.
yeah, did you
Yeah.
watch that Gran Turismo movie last year?
I did not.
Okay, yeah, I haven't either. It kind of looks similar vibes, but
Okay.
but I guess F1's a little different because that Gran Turismo movie is actually like someone who played the game and
Hmm.
he like actually became a real driver, like his stories, which is kind of a cool premise.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I'm sure it'll be good.
All
I'm
right.
here for it.
Bill. I think they were promoting that. I saw one of the actors on the show promoting it on the show today. But anyway, guys, thank you for always letting us know what to spend our time, money on, whatnot, and we will be right back after this.